Welcome to Real Life Investing. This is Al getting in contact with you guys. Going to be talking to you about Zcash. This is the first time I've talked about Zcash on the channel. Zcash, ZEC. Looking at this coin and I'm saying, wow, this has really been rocketing up as of late. But remember what we say on the channel is not financial advice. However, if you like what you see today, just ask you to like and subscribe to us. We are growing and we're just going to ask you to grow with us. Now, let's just go ahead and start looking. I'm noticing right here on CoinMarketCap, the Zcash already has over 100,000 followers, which is pretty strong. Now, let's go ahead and look at a little bit more. No, was 137. Today, in the last 24 hours, Zcash has been up a little over 10%. For the week, Zcash has been up 60%, 61%. For the month, Zcash has been up 171%, almost tripling in price over the month. For the year, Zcash is up over 1,000%. But like I said, whatever you say on the channel is not financial advice. Although we see all these particular charts on the upside, I want you to notice the all-time chart for Zcash. And the all-time chart, Zcash's all-time high appears to be about $4,000. Let's take a look. No, I'm very misstated that, very much so. The all-time high for what I have here on CoinMarketCap is $5,000, $5,941.80 to be exact, almost $6,000. So technically, from what we can see, currently Zcash is at just a little bit over 10% of his all-time high. There have been a lot of speculations about Zcash being over $1,000 by the end of the year. A lot of positive momentum that is headed in that direction that appears to keep it that way. But at the same time, like I said, this is not financial advice, just giving you a crypto that's got a lot of good positive upside and has had a lot of good positive vibes as of late. So let's just go ahead and start looking a little bit into this. I'm noticing right here that the max supply is exactly mirroring Bitcoin as far as they're exactly 21 million ZEC, which is the coin for Zcash. The circulating supply is at 16.3 million ZEC. We know that there is a halving that has taken place last November. And ever since that last halving of last November of 2024, Zcash has been in a greater demand. So just a heads up on that 1 year chart. That's the reason why you're seeing such a beautiful 1 year chart for Zcash. Not just saying that it hasn't had some dips, because right here there was a dip. Looks like, what is this, 11H, and there were a few other dips. Let me go back a week or so, even a month if I need to, but there have been a few other dips as well. So just to let you know, Zcash is not just going straight up. It has had a few dips per se over the month, etc. I see a little dip down in here, a little dip this way, but just to give you the idea. Now let's go ahead and look at the markets. I want you to understand that Zcash is already on Binance and Coinbase and KuCoin and Mexi, and in other words, it's on a lot of the major accounts already. Let me see if I can get out of that. But just a heads up on that information there. Let's go with looking at the overall market. We're seeing that the overall market is like 3.52 trillion. I'm noticing that for the rest of the market, we've had a lot of blood in the streets. I'm going to be concentrating on Zcash today because of its positive momentum. But do not forget, even though Zcash has that positive momentum, a lot of fear and greed is out there. So we want to be very aware of what's going on. And we want to be cautious that Zcash is on the way up right now. But once the market comes back up, I am questioning whether Zcash is going to have somewhat of a drop off when the rest of the market comes back up. Is it going to be inversely proportional as far as the rise to the other, the items that we've been talking about earlier? In other words, once Bitcoin starts going up, is Zcash going to start going down? The two mirror each other in a lot of ways, basically having the same amount of supply, etc. But we just want to be wary of that. So keep your eyes open. Bitcoin dominance is going to be at 59.2%. Ethereum is going to be at 12.2%. And you got your others that we're dealing with as well. Let's go to the X site for this, talking about privacy being normal, encrypted electronic cash for Zcash. So privacy within your control. So says Zcash community grants. I mean, there's a lot of positive things that are going on with Zcash. See if there's anything else we want to talk about with this particular site. But from what I'm seeing, Zcash appears to be doing a better job of allowing your crypto to be private. So just a heads up on that, and just to give everybody an idea of what we're looking at right now. Trying to see if there's anything else we want to talk about with these, but I think we're in pretty good standing. So let's keep moving a little bit. Zcash's website itself mentions that Zcash is encrypted electronic cash, the first cryptocurrency to develop zero-knowledge encryption for private peer-to-peer payments. The thing about Zcash, and I'm just going to mention this in a nutshell and not necessarily read, but I'm just going to talk about it. Zcash is giving a lot of people the chance to be able to trade their crypto and under more privacy. I'm noticing that under the blockchains, whether you're buying Bitcoin, etc., a lot of people are able to trace every transaction on the blockchain. But Zcash has like a shield feature where you can shield your transactions. I'm going to say that maybe for lack of word, transparency of the transaction, you can shield that from the rest of the world, and actually have a privacy about yourself. Guys, I'm just saying, crypto was designed to have privacy, but at the same time, now that there's so many people that are out reading the blockchain, they're able to watch the transactions and say, this came from this whale, this came from this person, this came from that. All of that is because people are able to read the blockchain transactions, and Zcash gives you the ability to shield people from that monitoring. So privacy coin, it is, yes. And so that's the great, how can I say, aspect of Zcash. The only challenge that I personally have about that is how long will the government or governments allow Zcash to operate without that transparency, without them knowing what transactions are made? So we have to keep that in mind, and we have to understand that there may be some laws sooner or later that try to inhibit the effectiveness and the privacy of Zcash. So keep that in mind. Something might occur there, but while nothing has, that means that we're on a positive footing. Let's go ahead and look at Zashi. This is the Zcash powered mobile wallet. So keep that in mind in case you're interested. Says right here, it's built for privacy. Unlike most wallets and apps that claim to prioritize privacy, Zashi is actually built for it, designed exclusively for shielded ZEC payments. Best in class financial privacy is in its DNA. So just giving you a good heads up on what is going on with this. So let me keep it moving a little bit. You can onboard your friends. Let's see. Says right here that you can use. Oh yeah, there's another integration called Flexa. I believe you could download that as well and trade your Zcash. It says the Flexa integration then makes it simple to actually use ZEC, allowing new users to spend it at thousands of retail locations like Barnes and Noble, GameStop, and Chipotle. Now, Chipotle, however you pronounce it. All right. I noticed that I've seen people come into the stores and use the Zcash before. And so it is effective, and you can use it with your phone. So if you're at a very innovative place like Barnes Noble, et cetera, GameStop, and some of these other stores, you can save yourself some time and money just doing that. So something to consider concerning Zcash. So it says the difference between Zcash and ZEC says people use these terms interchangeably all the time, and it's okay, no biggie, but technically Zcash is the protocol and ZEC is the coin. So something to consider. Not going to go into that too much. Right here it mentions this is M Crypto, Zcash plunges 14%, but traders eye the $1,000 ZEC rally, and the question is why? So what factors are driving renewed optimism for Zcash despite its recent 17% drop? It says rising miner profitability, increased hash rate, and surging trading volume are fueling bullish sentiment. So this is something to strongly consider here. Trying to see if there's anything else we want to talk about, but I think we got this under control so far. Let me think of this. Yeah, it looks good to me. But the price dynamics to $1,000, it says right here, an in-depth look at on-chain dynamics shows ZEC has a strong tendency to move to above $1,000 before meeting a major resistance point, typically the local top. So its outlook allows ZEC's successful breakout past several reversal points on the chart as the asset trends towards the top price zone. So very strongly considered, mathematically, we know that it doesn't happen until it happens. So we like the article, but we got to see, we got to trust but verify, so to speak. So right here, this is a nice little article on BitGet talking about Zcash halving and its impact on the privacy coin market. In this particular case, just mentions that there was a deflation of Zcash because of the halving on last year, and that has piqued the interest in a lot of people and piqued the great interest in the privacy coin itself. Let's keep moving a little bit. This also mentions in this next article from CoinDesk, Zcash breaks into the top 20 crypto list, hits $600 for the first time since 2018. It's been a long time. It's like 7 years. Daily trading volume has jumped over 1.8 billion, with liquidity deepening across major venues as Binance, Hyperliquid, and Bybit. So keep that in mind with Zcash. It says it has surged to the top 20. Let's see, what else is this? Coin's market capitalization has reached just under 10 billion. Well, it is over 10 billion right now, I think, with a year-over-year gain of more than 1,200%. Increased interest in privacy infrastructure and technical upgrades from the electric coin company have driven the rally, along with the rising popularity of the Zcash wallet. One more last thing, and this is talking about Arthur Hayes, says that Zcash has become his family office's second largest holding after Bitcoin. So this is giving you an idea that Zcash is really moving forward and really moving on the way up. So Zcash is knocking at the door, trying to get in that top 10 of cryptos. I can't give you any financial advice, but full disclosure that I do have a little Zcash myself. My thing is, let's see what happens. I do believe that it may get over 1,000, but like I said, these particular markets, I'm not putting stock in anything. The main thing is stick with the fundamentals. This is Al with Real Life Investing, bringing you a crypto that I believe has a very strong potential. this thing may bust wide open in a good way. Have a great one. Talk to you soon. Bye. Please share, like, comment, and subscribe to Real Life Investing. And thank you for watching.